Okay, getting into it today, and it is more Italian league, and it'll be Lube versus Verona. It's just a nice little simple 3-0 here by Lube, which I'm fairly surprised about because Verona is a really good roster this year. But Lube played with Lepke on the outside, Nikolov, well, actually, Lepke on the right side, but then he's a passing right side. Nikolov on the outside, but they kind of hide him sometimes. He's getting most of the balls, and then Bottolo. So it's an interesting thing. Then Bonifante is running the offense, and yeah, no, they're a really good roster. I don't know who he is, but he's good, I guess. And then Kita, Verona, they got Kita. They have Micah Christensen running the offense. They have Ferreira Souza on the right side, and then they have Mojic on the outside as well. So they also have a great roster, but I don't know. I'm surprised that this is a 3-0, but I also just kind of want to watch a quick game, so that's kind of why we're watching this one here. And let me just click off of that, and then we're going. So yeah, let's get into it. This should be a pretty fun game to watch here. And yeah, and like a rotation like this, where they're in row 2, you can see here that Nikolov's on the outside, so this is the one that he's going to have to pass in. And Lepke's going to have to swing on the right side over here. Oh, excuse me for the yawn. But then he just rips it high off the hands there, rips it with all of his power straight off the hand of Kita. And against a big blocker like that, that's kind of just what you have to accept. Like, you're not going to get a ton of open space from them. You're just going to have to kind of accept it. I love this run, and this is why Micah Christensen here in the Italian League is going to be really fun. Because he's around 10 feet here. He just throws it in there really flat. Look at how flat that ball is. He's getting that ball pretty much at the same contact point. Throws it up a little bit, but really flat ball. Throws it into that middle, right into the gap there one more time. Bang. Really nice ball. Just straight to his window. Really nice. I don't know. I mean, if you're a setter, if you're able to just get it quickly to the window, that's really, or sorry, what was I was going to say, if you're able to get yourself up to your contact point and go, like, make it easier by jumping, it's nice. But this is just a really great run. And you see Verona is so clean with stuff like this because Micah Christensen has such a great volleyball IQ, which allows him not to lag. Like, he's just very quick with everything that he does, every decision that he's making. And so stuff like this just gets very clean. It builds confidence with him. He's able to just go completely all out after that ball, take a huge rip to a corner, and get a nice kill there. So we got Souza back on the line, out of bounds. And so I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens in this game because I don't know. I mean, I feel like Verona should at least take a set from them, but Lube, man, Lube's a good roster here. And Lepke, man. Lepke, so they're passing 4, which they are going to do consistently a lot. And so they're passing 4 here, and they got Lepke hitting a D ball. And he's just a Swiss Army knife. Like, I think it's very impressive that he's able to just go back and forth, right side, outside, without a ton of lag or anything like that. Like, he's able to make great decisions and be in a great flow state throughout it. You know, like, I don't know. I mean, I would love to have a player like that where they're just clean with everything they do. You know, let's see. Big serve again from the middle. Decent pass that gets pushed forward. So let's see kind of how the blockers deal with that. They shift over, but see how he stays neutral. He shifts over, pass gets moved, so he just takes a little shuffle step over, but he's still neutral, he's still balanced, and then he's able to make a decent move over there. And it looks like there was a missed window, and Mojic stayed down. Doesn't want to get tooled, but hey, it works out. Yeah, big misconnection there, but with Nikolov, he's so tall and so lanky that he's able to take a swing, like a real swing, even though he's not even able to get at his peak, you know. Same run here. Really good touch. Really nice block touch there. And he's patient, and then he goes, gets a really nice touch. And they're running, let's see. And then we got Lepke back on the right side again. tipping it into the block. Nice grab by Mojic. I mean, he's a fun blocker to watch because he starts in far. He's a little unconventional with a lot of stuff he does. He kind of drifts into it, reaches super far outside of his body, but he's just able to see the ball the whole time, and that allows him to get his hands on the ball and stop Lepke from getting that tip there. Oh, wow, what a pickup. Good tip by Kita to put it in a really nice spot there. Ball out of system. He missed the hands there. Missed the hands. I don't mind the attempt though. Got to go for it sometimes in situations like that. Big serve. Mojic. Really nice pass. Really nice pass to swing here. Pass. Perfect. He's over the top there. Just want to see his route. He kind of like rounds it out a little bit too. Like rounds it out here. Moves himself over. And then starts going straight on. And is able. And because he's not drifting a ton, he's still able to go to the 5 with power, which is really, really important. Like staying vertical on the bick, being able to have everything available to you, which of course that matters with every route that you're taking, every hit that you're doing, but still. Yeah. And I mean, as a setter, knowing that normally when a player takes a short ball like this, and is like kind of falling away like that, it's like, oh, okay, he's not as much of an option anymore. He's not as much of a priority because his approach isn't as good. But then Kita is like, he's just so dangerous because even on his bad approach, he can still hit it at the top of his pin, or hit it at the top of the pin. And as a setter, you know that. Like, you trust him when you see him kind of going to the ground or something like that. Like, if you think that the blockers are going to be like, oh, okay, he's probably not getting the ball, that's when you're going to set Kita. Because even if his approach is weird, even if his approach is unconventional or short or, I don't know, somehow stunted at all, those are the times to set him, because his approach, even his 80% approach, is still above pretty much everybody in the world right now. Bonifante misses a window here. But then Verona just doesn't really do anything here. I'm baffled that this scored, but Lepke's creativity and athleticism just allows him to do something fun there. I saw Lepke playing, I think it was beach at Wapaka this year, but I don't know, it might have been a different tournament. But he played some beach this year, which was interesting to see. Good move. Like, look at how vertical he goes. Look at how he doesn't drift. He doesn't do anything like that. I want to see his feet and all that too. Like, his hips are behind him when he's jumping. And then he's just able to go straight up and down. Look at where he takes off from, right there. And he lands right there. He's literally jumping 2 inches to the left. That's it. And he gets a really nice block there. Bang. Let's see, big serve from Nikolov. Overpass. And yeah, I assume that they kind of just tried to beat Kita up in serve receive here. Because, I mean, they have some really good servers on this team. Nikolov especially. Like, I think Nikolov's one of the best servers in the world. Him and his brother both are. Yeah. And Lepke's just loaded, ready to go, and able to stay on his toes the whole time. Like you see here, it kind of gets a little weird, but you see how, like, the movement that you're doing, it's going to be on your toes, so the earlier you can be on your toes, the better you'll be. Like, you see how this guy's just kind of hopping up and down on his toes. I don't know, I mean, he might be hitting a few too many split steps, but hey, whatever works. Whatever works for you guys. Nikolov tries to chop it short on Mojic, doesn't do it enough. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like Mojic might be just slightly less physical than he used to be, but I think he's still such a beast. Yeah, and good for this middle to at least be able to cover decent space But like if I see a middle moving across the net with his arms up like this, like once I see a middle with his arms like this, he's not ready to move. So if you're a setter and you see a middle or know that the middle that you're playing against is constantly like this, set the outsides. He's not ready to move. He's not ready to close to a pin. He's ready to jump. He's ready. Well, he's not even ready to jump. He's ready to put his hands up and try and block the guy straight up and down. He's not ready to move to a pin. Great serve right in the seam there again. And Kita gets subbed out for Sani. And Sani's a little passer here. And that's not the kid that... No, okay. Really nice swing right there, though. I think he must have just gotten his hands there. I was playing against Garrett Magwatatia this weekend, and I was talking to him after the game, and he was talking about hitting deep line is a really good shot that he thinks I should really develop more, because like you can just go back and forth from the corners. And I think that swing from Modric was a good example of that, like really nice. And again, look at how he rocks himself. He starts going and then he rocks himself back there. Like look at how he gets himself back, gets behind the ball just a little bit so he's got a little more forward momentum, because if he just stood there it would be a really hard swing and he wouldn't be able to have as much power there. But anyways, oh my gosh, wow, this is a scrappy game. But just being able to hit both corners, it just allows you to, it almost just picks on that six-spot defender, because they almost have to make a decision, you know? Because as the blocker, unless you're huge, you're not going to be able to take away the deep swings fully. Really nice run. And at that point, if someone's swinging deep, it becomes kind of the defense's responsibility. So it's like right here, kind of. Obviously, this is Souza against a smaller blocker. You know, I think, is this Bonifante? No, that's Botolo. Okay, that's Botolo. Against Botolo here, which obviously Botolo makes good moves. He's getting his pits up to the net there. He's making a decent move. But Souza's a monster. Look at where he's contacting that ball. He's a monster. But that deep ball here is that defender's responsibility, because he can't really do anything about it. He might be able to try and slow it down a little bit, but he can't block it, you know. So yeah, just being able to swing deep and make that six-spot defender make a decision, it can be a really, really good tool to have, especially in system. Like in system, that's when it'll probably be the best. A little tape ace, because why not? We got 2013 in this first set here. Wow. I don't even know what the story has been so far. I feel like there's just errors and there's service pressure, it looks like. There's just been a few aces, and Verona hasn't been able to get the ball into Micah Christensen's hand, and then he can't get it to his hitters if it's not in his hands, you know. I mean, even out of system, they might be scoring sometimes. Yikes! Yeah, Kita's not the guy to attack there out of system. You gotta know that, and you gotta go blast at this hand right here after these fingers right here. Try and go after that, because it's gonna be really dangerous to try and go off of his hands or go off of this outside hand and get a tool there. Because let's just see how high he went here. Look at that. That's at his rib cage, dude. That's ridiculous, man. And he's lanky too. He's got long arms too. Goodness gracious, man. Kita's a monster, man. My sister sent me a video on Instagram of Kita hitting a one ball from the back row, actually. And okay, so yeah, Micah Christensen's back row, and I feel like Lepke should know this, and he should be like, instead of here, if you're not gonna like be starting to swing at it, because yeah, you don't want to get faked out, but if you're already in the air, at least be ready to grab it and dunk it instead of just getting hit like that, because then it's just easier to dig. It's easier to take care of, and they're getting a few opportunities here. And you don't want to give Verona any chance to run their offense. I do feel like Lube is playing some good defense right here and just scrapping, against wow. But if they're able to get some blocks like this could be a different game, Nicolo's not happy about that. But yeah, I mean they're scrapping well. Lube's scrapping well and finding opportunities against Verona's really, really good offense. And I don't know if I'm going into a week where I'm like, okay, we're gonna play Verona soon. Really nice little tippy tap here, little tippy tap. Really nice. He got blocked 2 out of the last few times, and so he says, okay, let's go a little off speed. Let's change the pace. And Souza gets caught sleeping back there. But anyways, if I'm going into the week and I'm like, okay, we're playing Verona this week, just being able to play scrappy ball, like even stuff like this where it's just, okay, we're deep out of system. He's running like this. Can we still find a swing? And let's see if they do. And Nicolov's at least able to hit a nice swing there, a decent one. Yeah. Just like small touches on defense and finding a way to scrap and solve that issue, solve that puzzle. And Verona, I don't think Verona's really used to scrapping. Like Verona in system will probably be the greatest offense in the Italian league this year. But if they're out of system like this and they're not communicating, they're not scrapping well, it'll turn into this. It'll turn into a free ball. And Lube, they can score off free balls. Who's this guy? Kukartsev. I don't know who he is. Yeah, finishes it off. Good for him. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Verona, if this libero can do well, and if Mojic can pass well, and of course Kita's going to be the target for most of the games. But stuff like this, if this guy's able to at least just get it to Mikey Christensen's hand, it's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of bounce balls, honestly, because the amount of pressure that the blockers are under is crazy, And I don't mind this serve by Lepke here. He just misses deep. Maybe a few feet deep. That's all. It's a good serve. It's going on Kita. The hope was to force him to pass with his platform. Wow. Yeah, and I feel like Nikolov kind of lagged here. He kind of just wasn't ready to dig and then didn't take a huge transition or anything. But still taking a high rip. Turns into a decent recycle. Turns into a nice chop down the line here by Bottolo. I like this from Bottolo. You don't need Bottolo to try and be ridiculously physical all the time. You need him to be chopping these guys up, forcing the defense to make good defensive plays. Especially if it's Souza back there, you got to force him to make good defensive plays because that's not what he does. You want to force a guy to do what he's not used to doing. That should be fair. That should be a fair enough statement, I'd say. Good run. Ooh, good cover. Scrapping like this. From the ground. Look at this. Don't give up on a play. Dude's on his back right now. He's turtled out right now. Gets up, starts sprinting towards the ball. Immediately has to dive and keep that ball up. And then Bonifante takes a rip. Verona trying to scrap, and it turns into a missed free ball. Again, Lube's just gonna scrap like this, and you have Verona a lot of sorts. Obviously, this is tactical, them trying to switch these guys. But them having to make that switch causes this guy to pass a ball that's probably out of bounds, which forces them out of system. I think Lube winning that first set is huge for them as well because it sets the tone of we're gonna ball, we're gonna fight, we're gonna play scrappy, we're gonna go all out, and we're gonna try and win this game instead of oh my gosh, Verona's got a crazy team this year. Well, that's that. Don't know what to do about it. No, they're getting it. They got a good mindset going into it, and they're ripping it. They're gonna try and be scrappy, gonna try and ball out. And he tries to go the reverse float here. Looks like he just had a little bit of backspin even, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I love this approach by Nikolov. Look at how he kicks himself in. Pass gets pushed forward, I don't know, maybe 5 feet, something like that. But he kicks himself in and then approaches to the right there. And he's just able to rip down the line because of that. Bang. Like, it's just right in front of him. It's easy. It's natural. Like, this is what I talk about when I'm saying leave that ball on your right or make sure you're able to open up, whatever. Gosh, Mojic is very, very athletic. He's just very simple with his steps. Starts going and immediately 1, 2, 3 immediately is up, taking a good rip. And I think Nikolov missed this dig here over the net, yeah. And then Lepke saves his butt here. Gets a nice block. That's the beach stuff right there. Just getting over, pressing immediately. Good for him. Why is this? There's coconut water in here, but it's just like not coming out. Yeah. But this is a scenario here where Verona's put something soft over the net, and this is one where they should take care of it, but I think Nikolov gets a little stiff here. That's why you don't want to be stiff when you're playing defense. You want to be loose. But, hey, that's a weird one. And they can laugh it off. They're clapping. It's like, all right, good. You got lucky. Good for you. And Nikolov's like, whatever. It was such a weird one. I'm sorry, but that was just weird. Gosh, the Lepke lefty tip. And one of my new teammates here, he was telling me, like, when he was working on doing this is all you have time to do as that arm swing is just elbow through, that's it. Elbow through, that's it. And it's usually enough to get him to start pressing because he thinks you've already swung, and then you're able to go there. But you don't have time to do a full draw, a full swing, like a full normal arm swing, and then get your arm up there. You just have to, like, go like that. That's all. That's all you got time for. Just that, and then you have to tip. And he still dunks it a little bit too. Yeah. I don't know. I even would say if you're starting to work on putting that in your bag, I would even say like practice just catching it with your left hand, or like going through with the arm and then catching it with the left hand. Just then you make sure you have the right contact, make sure you have the right motion for it. Good triple block. Good close. And this is a great block here. Look at how close they are. Look at how they're shoulder to shoulder, closed up. If he challenges that, he's screwed. It's a really nice block there. Let's go. Kita out of system again. Well, I guess semi in system, but still. I would have liked to see Mojic get this here. Or even a reverse flow. Because this guy cheats over a decent bit. But yeah. But they just gotta be deep. Like Bottolo gets caught really, really shallow here. Yeah, see, even Nikolov's telling him, get deep, bro. Get deep. It's Kita. He's gonna go OT, that's his thing. He's not trying to go underneath anybody. Yeah. And like service pressure doesn't mean it has to be the hardest serve or like the most powerful serve that someone's ever done. It can just mean variation, making that guy move around, making that guy dive or do something that he's not expecting or something, Really nice. Really nice grab. Really nice grab and dunk there by Nikolov. Sorry guys, I don't want to waste any money. Sorry. Mikey Christensen with a really nice reverse float there. And look at how he's maxed out. Look at how he's reaching. He's not here, he's not hitched. You can't tell until he's there and starts to slow down. Like that's a really nice serve right there. And I personally would even be okay with sacrificing a little bit of contact for deception. Just so then it's 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 more about them being prepared for it and being like shocked or surprised when they see that you're doing an off speed type thing there. Wow, and Mojic has just blasted all three of these so far. Gosh, that's such a good run. That's such a good choice. Like, this is so much better than possibly being out of system. Because if he decides to set it here, he's got a one-on-one. And if he hits it, he's got a one-on-one. Like, gosh, man. It's good stuff. Good stuff. What was I going to say? Yeah, Lube's just ripping from the service line. But, this is a swing that I would say to go for if you are... I mean, this is kind of like the swing that Mago Tatia was recommending for me. But also... Oh, wow. But also, like, if you're going against Kita on a triple block, you want to attack... Sadly, you got to attack Sousa's hands, man. Like, Kita's different. Like, you can't go after his hands. Bang. Let's see Nikolov here. See, I like just getting his hands over. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just take up some space sometimes. And even like being late on the block really isn't the worst thing in the world. And I mean that with being late on the jump, not on location. But touches like this is what I assume is winning this. One of the reasons why Lube is winning this game is because Kita's out of system. He's still going to take a big rip, but he's just going to touch the ball, get him out of system, and they're going to try and find a way to score here. Yeah. And this is just an out of system back and forth battle, seeing who cracks first. And Kita cracked. Kita went low, took an undisciplined swing. Like this right here is a disciplined enough swing where it's on top of the block. It's probably in, even if it's not, it's probably touching the block. And then Kita says, oh, I'm going to go for it. Gets blocked by Nikolov. Huge. And like, I don't know, I feel like that can be the story of this entire game. Is just like back and forth, both teams scrapping, being out of system. More so because Lube is like scrapping on defense and getting good touches, and then on the other side it's like okay, probably because they're passing imperfectly. Wow, what a pass here! Just make the move sometimes. That's a one-handed two pass right there. And Lube and Lepke forced to go cross because he's so far out, and then he has to jump in. But, I mean, against Kita, wow, if he swings high, wow, gosh, Kita made such a big block move there. Sousa's taking some rips right now on the service line, and, yeah, they're paying the price for it. I assume there's going to be a timeout, or even maybe there was one after this. Before this. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was in. Wow. So now they're down 18-16. Now they're down 16-19 because Sousa's just back there absolutely blasting the ball. And even in row 2, they're forcing Lepke back there, getting him back there because they just need him. They just need 4 against this crazy team. And this is a type of swing. Mago Tatia kind of mentioned something like this when we had our conversation after the game. In the league that I'm in, I don't have a challenge system, so a swing like this wouldn't be smart. But in this league, this is massively required, is a swing like this where it's just going to barely touch the hands, untouchable for the defense, but it just barely clips a fingertip, and because there's a challenge system, it's like this. Gosh, man. And yeah, I mean, you can see how much pressure Verona is under to pass the ball. Like, I assume the coach is like, hey, we need to pass well so that Micah Christensen can run his offense. And that's probably in their head right now. You know, they're locked in. They're locked in for their pass, but then it's like, oh, shoot, it's a weird one. Bang. It hits them. They're getting aced. You know, and that gives this guy confidence. Even though the ball wasn't in, he's like, okay, bet. I just got a nice ace. I get another chance to get another rip. Awesome. Yeah, and he goes in the net there. Weird triple block over there, I'm not going to lie. Out of system. Let's see what goes on here. Nikolov. And Nikolov's taken all the out-of-system balls here. And he got blocked a few times. But honestly, with a player like him, even after he gets blocked a few times, maybe that's him just feeling out the block. Maybe that's him just like, after he gets blocked twice or maybe even 3 times, he's like, okay, now I understand it. Now I understand where the block's going to be. Now I understand how they're blocking when they're pressing, whatever the case may be. And Nikolov's just getting fed. He's their guy. He's their monster, and he's doing really well. And if he's able to continue to get out of system kills like this, like he's starting to now, I mean, man, really, really nice. I don't know how many points he had this game, but I assume it was a lot. I'll check after this. What do they think happened? Over or? Yeah, let's go through it. Yeah, okay. It's his point. I don't know what they're yapping about. Okay. So we got Verona 22-23. They're up, they're serving. They got a serve spec, floating it in. Bottolo getting a ball. And I like this choice here because he's gotten a lot of them so far. So they have to kind of spread it around a little bit there. Really nice serve. Service pressure. Getting them under there. Getting them under that pressure. Especially if you're going after Kita's seam right there. Like, I mean, Bonifante curved it towards Kita there, which is incredible. But, ooh, over the top here. And this is why you have to blast. Like, you have to go into this game ready to just blast the ball every single serve, because if Verona's even just semi in system, you're probably toasted. If you don't get them out of system, you're toasted. So you gotta just rip. Wow. Good for Bonifante, running a really nice offense right now too. Just being able, like, he's not even that tall, but he's just really dealing with tight balls like this, like imperfect passes really well right now. And that's really impressive, and that's making a big difference for them. Gosh, another great serve. Let's see that one more time. Gets it at his peak, rips it right over top the tape there, just kisses the tape. Semi in system. Wow, what a block by Lepke here. Wow. And it can be like this, like you're blocked on the Bic. If you're helping out on the Bic, you can start your block move to your primary guy and then just jump backward. Just jump back to it, but you can't just give up on it. Like, he's not that high above the tape. Like, he's not even at his elbows, it doesn't look like. Like, it looks like maybe his elbow's at the height of the net there, but he's able to get a nice block. And even if he doesn't get a kill block there, he gets a slowdown, or at least makes them try it again. And that gets them that second set there. Now we're going to the third. Micah Christensen getting him out of system. Yeah. And one like this where you're pressing against a really athletic guy, I would try and go for 2 hands there, so you have more control. And I mean, just a little tip there. You could just hold the ball at that point. Like, on a ball that's that tight, you can just grab the ball, not let them hit it or do anything. Like, it's a little cheap, but dude, it's volleyball. Like, that's just how the game is gonna go. Like, that's technically legal in my opinion. Once they're touching the ball, who gives a crap what you're doing? You could literally hold it as long as the other team's touching it. So, yeah. But, like, if you're going against a really athletic guy like that who can do some serious damage up there, you want to just get as much control as possible, because who knows what happens when you're up there. Like, if you only have one hand on there, you just one little touch one way or the other could just hurt you a lot. Yeah, so same thing. And like this is kind of back to that same challenge system, um, challenge system, good swing, bad swing type of conversation that I was mentioning. Is if there's a challenge system, you can go after swings like that. Because even if the refs make a terrible call, you can say, okay, well, we know it was a touch. Let's challenge it. But if you don't have a challenge system, you got to find other ways to score, you know? Yeah. Let's see. Tip. Oof. Wow. I mean, huge move here by Lepke. Like, he's covering a ton of space here. I want to see. Look at this. Look at this right here. How he gets his feet behind. He moves his feet back and gets his feet behind his hips there and gets himself on his toes. I think that's a really, really important move to be able to make. You know? Good job by the middle. Just getting up there, dunking it down there. Anyways, we continue. We got big old serve from Souza. Drops it a little short. Just a slight misconnect. I don't know if it came off his hand weird or what happened, but it's just a low one. But like stuff like this where you just barely get the ball up. He has to pancake it on the second ball. These are the points that are going to possibly win the game because it forces them to try again. And you know, it's Verona, so sometimes their second try is going to be just as good or even better than the first try. But against a team like that, you have to be like, all right, we gotta just do everything we can. We have to just give the best chance possible for them to make an error. And you stopping some of those big swings by just keeping the play alive is better than you could ever imagine. Oof. Wow. Not a bad move by the middle, though. Really nice. I like this move by the middle here. Okay, he gets the ball here. Transition. Gets pushed. Just gets himself over there. And he's just ready to dunk. He's not really ready to swing. He's just ready to dunk. Because it's a quick ball like this, and if he gets it, it's going to be a dunk. It's going to be a dunk opportunity. Yeah, it's really nice. That was a good serve. Oh, wow. You know, I don't mind this move here by the middle, though. I think he kind of hits a pretty decent split step and is able to at least go and try and close that block over here. Like, he doesn't close the block at all, but at least he makes a decent move. He gets tooled pretty badly there, but I don't know. It's not a bad move. Good run. Keeps it in front of him. Bang. And he misses to his left shoulder there, but since it's in front of him, he at least has the option to take a real swing. So that's a nice ball. All right, we got Bonifante serving it in there. He just gives a roll shot to Mocic, and Mocic goes to Christensen. Christensen goes to Kita over the top. But this right here is what kills Verona's opponents, is in-system Kita. In-system Kita is pretty much automatic. Kita at his peak is pretty much automatic. Really nice swing here by Lepke. I love that shoulder mobility, that ability to just pick it off here, still be pretty maxed out. You know, like he might drop his arm just a little bit by keeping it in front of him here, but like being able to go here and be quick and powerful with it, really nice. Because a ball like this where that middle is locked here, possibly even just gone, and Christensen has to help on the pipe and or the middle, he's not going to really close to that line, and being able to take advantage of that is really important. Just have options available to you, you know? I mean, I think so many people get so one-dimensional with what they do because one thing works, but against really great blockers, really great teams, you're going to need a ton of different options. Especially, you're going to have different situations where the ball dies inside or whatever. Like there's a bunch of stuff that can change very quickly in a volleyball game. Whoa! Yowza. Holy spatch. Zooey Shmama. Wow. That was a spatch and a half. Floater, Takeda getting his hands active. But like a touch like this is phenomenal from them. Like this is how you stop Akita. Is having him swing down into your block, getting good soft touches. Maybe run a better offense than that off of it. But I think this middle could have taken care of that touch a lot better. Like he kind of freaked out there. You see that? He kind of freaked out. But if you can take care of that ball a little better, maybe make it a pass where the middle and the pipe are available, dude, you guys are gonna get a nice one. Just quick, gets up there, still makes himself available. Takes a swing. Maybe gets soft blocked there. Souza, oh my gosh. Souza going off speed because, again, he kicks himself out. I would say this kind of is overestimating even Micah Christensen's abilities here, because look at how fast he has to run over here. He has to sprint over here. He's drifting a ton. It's probably not going to make it all the way out to the pin. And you have to expect that and then adjust if it does. Because right here, if he kicks himself out here and is expecting the ball here, then if the ball's not there, which is very likely in a situation like this, his approach becomes here, weird, jumping in, not at all at his peak, and he just has to roll shot it, which gets him out of system still. But then Nikolov takes a really, really nice swing, OT, to that deep corner. Perfect swing. Perfect swing there. That's a perfect swing. It's a really perfect swing. I want to go back to that real quick. Look at how his head is locked onto that ball, and his body just continues to move freely, separately from his head. Like his head stays locked on to where that ball is, but then his neck is mobile. He's able to do whatever, move around with it. Yeah. And I don't know if Lucky expected Souza to go back there. I assume he did. But that's a really nice serve. Forcing Souza to pass and also putting it down deep on that line there. And then going the other way, saying, all right, Souza probably can make the adjustment. Let's challenge Mojit instead. Moving these boys around. Do the unexpected. Really nice swing there. Deep to that corner. We got 9-11 in the third here. We got 12-9 in the third here with Lube up. Dude, they're getting blown up. They're getting blown up so many times. Like, they're just getting hit high on serve receive. And, I mean, it seems maybe like Verona is possibly just doing a lot in serve receive right now. Like, you see them going like this, and then they fake it and they act like they're going to switch and then don't switch. And so these guys aren't really able to prepare and serve receive, and then it just gets on really quick. Of course, Nikolov's serve is probably close to 80 miles an hour, but still. Really nice swing by Mojic here. Mobile shoulder. Very impressive swing. That was really nice. Oh, that's gone now. Middle, serving it up. See a ball. That one's gonzo. Nice float. Really nice. And again, like even contacting it high like this is also important because it allows that ball more space to be able to go down because you want to drop it on their platform and you want to miss short. Really nice swing, man. Really nice. Wow, good for him. Wow, good. But what was I gonna say? I don't even know. Oh yeah, it gives you space for that ball to kind of travel down, and you're able to get it on their platform a little easier there, and drop it short a little easier. It's a pretty nice reuse. I'm not gonna lie. If Keita can start doing this in situations where he would get blocked. I really like that because obviously it worked really well. And putting it high like this too, like covering himself as well, really impressive. Just dropping it into those hands. Good for him. Wow. Really nice. Really nice reuse. That's huge. That's a really important thing for him. Because, I don't know, I mean, Kita, I wouldn't say Kita's high error. I think Kita's really consistent these days. Wow, look at that arm swing. Huge approach. Still, this is very important, in my opinion at least, is he's able to approach here, jump facing the net, and still open himself up enough to where he's able to swing to that cross completely. And good for Bonifante to get him at his peak there. It's a really nice ball. But, man, that's a nice swing too. Verona, semi in system. Kita ripping it down the line, deep down that line. Really nice. Floater. Really nice serve. Bang. And they're in system, so they got options. Any person that they set there is going to get the most. This is the most that they're going to get in front of them, which is not good odds for Verona in any sense of the word. I like that float going into that seam there. Yeah, and Sousa's able to just chop that down there. I don't know if that went inside of the middle's arms there. I'm not sure exactly how that got through, but it got through. Ooh, no way. I don't think that hit. Would have loved to see it. Oh, no, that did hit. Wow. I think it hit. That's an interesting swing by Lepke, though. And I think he has more shoulder mobility than a lot of people, so he's able to have himself turned over there and still go down, thumb down like that, down the line with some serious power. But he's a rare case. I don't know what he does for his shoulder mobility, but I gotta adopt that. Adopt that regimen. Yeah, it's not a bad swing. He challenges Modric's hands there, gets a reuse out of it, but then the libero is just deep off the court because of that set. Floater, going to Nikolov, going back to Lepke, bam. And you know his approaches back row and front row are very different. Like you see how his angle of approach here is very angled to his right, but then his angle when he's front row is very different. So I don't know why that is. I think he should approach like he does back row. I think he should do that in the front row as well. I like that approach better. But hey, he's Lepke. He can do pretty much whatever the heck he wants. Ooh. Oh wow, what a cover, what a self-cover here. Gotta do what you gotta do to keep the ball alive, man. Good ball. Okay, we're out of system here. Kita's taking it out of system, going OT. Just finding a way to keep himself at his peak there. Getting Kita at his peak is it's a pretty crazy weapon. Yeah, and Kita, makes a really extreme block move there. I don't know. I mean, if gosh, my legs are sticking. If Nikolov would have swung here into his hands, it would have worked out, but it just went into there and chopped through the seam, didn't work out. But we got 21-20 here. We got Verona out of system again. I mean, I would consider this out of system because it's a one-option pass, but the option is Kita. So the option is Kita on tempo, so it's pretty interesting. And talk to your setters on what you kind of want to do on a situation like this, because if you want to run a tempo, do it. If not, then whatever. But if you're a setter doing something like this, make sure you miss inside. Make sure you miss to that person's right hand. Okay? Because if he misses here, like if he goes here, dude, he has no options. He can't swing hard anywhere, really. It's a really nice swing, though. Really nice run, really nice swing. Ooh, hello. And that dude doesn't get it there. Ooh, out of bounds. 22-22. Micah Christensen barely floating that puppy out of bounds. Floater, Takeda. Attack him. Attack him as a passer. Go for him. Because he's also very, like, you see how quickly he started transitioning out to hit before he even finished his pass. He wants to hit really badly. He knows that's his strength. He knows why he gets paid the big bucks. And so he goes for it. Really nice. Love the approach here. The timing is really, really nice. The tempo is really nice. And contact he's in between, nice. It's a really nice tempo. Attacks Kita, smart move. Reverse flow. And you see Souza makes the adjustment there. He says, okay, Christensen's sprinting. Let me bring myself in a little bit. Oh, nice. That ball's actually right in front of me. Good. I'm taking a rip. Oh my gosh, was that ball in? Watch it. Oh, wow. Wow. Kita taking a risk there. Holy crap. Missed serve, and this is going to be the last point here. Nikolov. Mojic out of system. Really far out of system, Mojic. Ripping. Looks like he might have missed the hands. And honestly, like, even knowing if you have a challenge left or not is important. Wow. Just misses that one out of bounds. Let's see if he had any other options here. Of course, maybe he could have tipped or roll shotted it right into the campfire. Maybe he could have challenged this hand here or this last blocker a little bit more, but it's not a bad swing. You know, if I'm Mojic, I'm okay losing the game on that because that misses out of bounds from the corner by a foot and probably misses their hands by less than an inch. So, not bad. Challenged it, and there was no touch. Bang, no touch. Thanks for watching, guys.